Hello, and welcome to a commentary review of Chocobo Dungeon 1. In case you have not watched the Let's Play of this game, this is just going to be a commentary, overview of the game. It's a very basic Magic Dungeon game. If you've never played a Magic Dungeon game, there are quite a few of them. I mean, lots of series have taken their own spin and crack at the Magic Dungeon series. You got the Chocobo series, as you're obviously watching. You got Dragon Quest's version with Taloon and also Yangus on the PS2. The Pokemon Mysterious Dungeon games. There's a lot of them out there. And only a few of them get to come to America, but they're in America too. And since there was no English patch or anything for this game, you're pretty much on your own when it comes to figuring out. I did not feel it was too complicated, though. I do feel you can play this game as long as you know the basics of Magic Dungeon. And there's no real need to talk to anyone to progress the story, since the story's inside the dungeon. So it's auto gone through, so there's the big problem of you need to talk to so-and-so to continue the story. This is a very playable game. The only things you need to keep in mind are the basics of Magic Dungeon, the ATB system, which is the active time battle, which is basically a charge bar in this game, and that allows you to do multiple things while the enemies is charging, because they'll always charge those full, but you have the option to mid-charge or spam charge. There's a few different strategies to it, but this is a very playable game. I would say it was pretty easy, since I was able to amass summons and beat the two bosses. I do think if you're looking for a very challenging Magic Dungeon game, I don't think you're going to find it here. If you want a very replayability of a Magic Dungeon game, you might want to check it out, because the third dungeon after you beat it is supposedly endless. I have only played a little of it, and I don't plan to play a lot of the third dungeon, since to me there's not much of a point. But supposedly there was a guy who did a speed run of the game using emulation, and he apparently had messed with the third dungeon, and his experience is that it is an infinite 9,999 floors. When you hit that number, it just keeps repeating over and over again. So replay value, there's an endless dungeon that never ends. Though in Chocobo Dungeon 2, there are multiple dungeons where you can have multiple people join you. But I don't know if those dungeons actually had an end to them. But, overall, not much to say about it. I mean, if you know Magic Dungeon games, it's decent, simple, and not very complicated to play, which is good, because it's all in Japanese, obviously. So, if you're in Portal, you've played at least Chocobo Dungeon 2 or some other Magic Dungeon game, you might want to consider picking it up. I did a smaller tutorial to help with a few little tips, nothing more basic stuff in a Magic Dungeon game. I really don't have too much to say about this one, sadly. I mean, Magic Dungeon games aren't usually too over-complex. I'd say the most complex one I played is probably Azor's Dream, because that had a lot of additional mechanics with monsters and fusion of monsters and that. And nice side activities. I might have to do a video on that one. I've been that too, but back on topic at hand. Overall, I would only recommend Chocobo Dungeon 1 if you are a collector and if you do not mind experimenting to learn the game. If you cannot stand trying to learn what is what, you don't want to get this game until there's some more simple way to play it in English or that. Which, who knows if that's going to ever happen. There's currently, as far as I'm aware, no one working on a full patch. But I do tell you, It is not hard to play this game. I played a few hard Magic Dungeon games, but this is very, very simplistic compared to many of those. So, if you buy it, if you need any help with that, feel free to PM, leave a message on the videos of that. And I hope you enjoyed the Let's Play. And I know it was short because I didn't feel I wanted to throw in the level grinding in that because, you know, that can be extensive. But I hope you enjoyed the Let's Play, and I hope you enjoy my few little opinions on Chocobo Dungeon 1.